Does my hair look okay? Should I tuck it behind me?
When I clap, okay?
I'm sorry, I lost track of what I was gonna say. You clapped, and then I'm gonna go from the intro to.
Yeah, I just need to clap once so I can like line up the clips.
Okay, gotcha. Keep going.
I thought I told you.
Welcome back, beautiful people. I want to let you all know that I'm happy that you are tuned in right now. The location is different than it was before because I am at the East Wing Studio right here in my hometown, Brooklyn, New York. And I am styled to the gods by Uniquely Styling. She is an amazing woman. Make sure you go follow her on Instagram. Just type in Uniquely Styling, you're gonna find it. It's Neek, right? She's in the back, she's behind the scenes. Listen, don't cut that, okay? Because we wanna keep it raw, we wanna keep it fresh on this channel, which one and only goddess Rebel Jones. I'm all about tapping into the reality and keeping everything present as much as possible. But I'm happy to have you all staying tuned in right now. We're gonna get into some amazing topics, so stay tuned. The 10 top things I've learned in my process since the last time you saw me, going from the most difficult to the least difficult. So bear with me, some real shit about to happen. Number 10, I had to unlearn the religious false ideologies. I grew up Christian in a Pentecostal church with my grandmother being a pastor and the title of a prophetess. I love my grandmother, and she gave us some tea in church. But listen, sometimes what's in the tea bag isn't for everybody. But as I truly love every lesson that I've learned in church, I truly became a seeker of God, looking for God in everyone, looking for God in myself, wanting to refine myself. And I became obsessed with living righteous. And I also almost committed suicide because of it, because there is no such thing as a mythical God not waiting in the clouds. He ain't no Oz, he's not a whiz. And I became more knowledgeable. The more I continued to seek, the more information I received, and the more information I received, the more I was able to dissect the Holy Bible. And I questioned it, not because I wanted to rub in anyone's face of that there was no mythical God, but that I wanted to truly understand, to overstand, to comprehend what life am I living and to what purpose. And that's when I had to unlearn the fear that death was coming right around the corner, revelation was gonna happen, and the world was gonna burn apart. Every day I walked with that fear. And so I asked myself, if God is truly real, why am I looking at dystopia? I should be creating the world that God had embedded in me to create. I should be able to do something about it, change it, become more effective, become more active, be more motivational, not worried or afraid or living in my box in my corner, showing up, giving tithes, but not making a difference in my community. And for those of you who know, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, and I lived all over Brooklyn, New York. And I've had my ins and outs and struggles with my family, but because of the generator, operator, deliverer, and destroyer within me, I was able to create my own world and have more faith in myself by taking action and taking care of other people, because that is the God in me. So the most difficult one was unlearning the doctrines that were handed down in generations of different hands and different people. Number 10. Number 9, Number 9, developing my self-esteem. Because of the different ideologies that I've learned, my self-esteem was so low. I didn't wear makeup, I didn't wear all these name brands, and that wasn't what built my self-esteem in the first place. but not being able to know where it came from. Where did my confidence come from? How do I build it? Who do I hang around? Who gives me that feeling of it's okay to be myself? What does it mean to be myself? Because I've been chasing after being righteous and being clean in my heart and in my mind that I didn't know how to take compliments. I didn't really believe that I could do the things that people were saying that I could do because they can see me from the outside. Building up my self-esteem was important because I didn't hear daddy say I love you, or you're pretty, or you're beautiful, or you're capable, or I didn't hear mommy say that you're beautiful and keep doing it. When I decided to become vegan and I stopped wearing weave, I mean like tracks in my hair, why are you wearing your hair like that? My natural hair. That was something that brought down my self-esteem because I was doing something that I needed to do for me to feel good about the person I am. The hair that grows out of my head without styling, without anything, really ripping away the things that I put on to satisfy other people's judgments. When I took that away and was able to say, I like styling, I like looking pretty, but pretty isn't something that I have to put on. It's something in my heart. It's how I carry myself. It's how I speak. That's something I had to build on, and that's when the process really began. Number 8, loving change. Oh, I'm a Taurus, y'all. I will eat the same food over and over and over again. Take me to the same restaurant, and I am going to order the same thing. I had to love change. I had to love moving from one state of mind to the next state of mind. I had to engage in environments that were different for me. I had to adjust to a committed relationship. I had to adjust to committing myself to this. Change is inevitable. I had to fall in love with that. That was challenging. Number 7. Number 7. Ooh, brace yourself, y'all. I'm about to give y'all the tea about my life, okay? Number 7, I was in a poly relationship, sharing a man, okay? And it was because I was always in these monogamous relationships, I wanted to know what it would be like to share. Not only just to share, but what is love if not able to spread it like butter on bread? If I'm always trying to control everything and trying to keep things to myself and protect it, or so I thought. So I kept my heart open, I kept my mind open, and to be quite frank with you, being selfish played a big role in being in a poly relationship. Because I mean, I got to leave him with the other woman so I can go take care of my business and I have to worry about getting a phone call like, where you at? Come see me, because he was good. But that part of life, that change, that elevation, that was difficult because it also meant being able to care for multiple people other than myself, other than this other person, and to adjust to the change and to adjust to sharing and adjust to experiencing this love between two different people. It's challenging, but I don't regret it, not a bit, y'all, because the real tea happens in person. We gotta talk in person. I can't say this on TV. You gotta really see me filming. All right. Number 6. Daddy issues, goodbye. The absence and the abandonment of a parent in your life really affects us mentally, psychologically. And not having my dad around in the way that I desired or the way that I needed became very, very challenging for me. I mean, I accepted it through my teenage years that was just how he was, and I see him when I see him, and when he drops a jewel, when he sees me, that's everything I need to walk with, that's it. But then the older I got, especially coming into motherhood, it was the most difficult to really say to my daughter who had a dad who's so in love with her that I needed that too. I need the hugs. I need the conversations. I need to break down to my dad. I need to be lifted up with his words and his physical hands. I need daddy and daughter dates. I desire a relationship with my dad so much that going into motherhood, I didn't know that wound was just bandaged up. Y'all, that was part of my baggage. But that change that I talked about early on, that change that's so inevitable became a requirement as I continue to elevate, as I continue to learn a little bit more about that self-esteem that we talked about earlier. So letting go of my daddy issues, right? So imagine it as though you have stacks of essence issues, right? And you are able to read through every page and every detail and every image, and you say, I am ready to now discard that, because the woman that I am today is content with the changes in her life so much that I'm able to say, you know what, Dad, I know that your absence has added something so valuable to me that not giving me what I wanted isn't going to break me. Number 5, letting go of friendships. Whew, I'm a big friend girl. I love being with the girls and my guys. I got guy friends too. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I love to be around people and say that I've known them for years. But I believe it was my childhood moving around so much that I wasn't really able to get that stability, you know, that I've known someone, I've changed schools, I've changed apartments, I've changed everything all the time. And so I looked for that, I have that sense of I need a sisterhood. But now as an adult, I've gone through that process of, you know what, Monique, Rebel Jones, it's okay. Because when you are a superstar, when you truly believe in yourself to do the things that you desire to do, you will have friends around the world. But I had to learn to let go of the friendships that were derailing me. You know, the ones that I would call them like, hey, I want to shoot a movie. And they'll be like, all right, cool. And then they wouldn't show up because they didn't believe in themselves, right? Carrying and bonding with people off of wounds and trauma and lack caused me to, every time I took that step forward in my process, they would take me back. Oh no, let's go out to eat instead and spend my money when I knew I should have bought that equipment or should have invested into that studio time. Letting go of those friendships can be healing for those people who you call friends. And I've learned that in that process. So I love you all whom I call friends. I still love y'all. I still believe you are amazing. And I believe that you can still see your way through to your destination. And I hope that if you're watching this, you know that my love is not conditional, at least not today. Number 4. Whew, this is the least difficult, but also a little difficult. Well, least difficult, it still makes it difficult. Working out, y'all. Physically working out. It's been challenging. After 2 babies, 2 cesareans specifically, my body has completely changed because my mind has changed. You know, our body are like machines. But if your mind is tense, then your body, your muscles will also feel that intensity. So I encourage you all to understand that the process of physical change is meant to hurt, but it's pain leaving the body. You know, it's weakness leaving the body when you feel that pain. So that has been really difficult for me. You guys, I went working out today and it was like, okay, mommy thighs, that muscle, that bone needs some stretching. In any event, I'm happy that I'm making the effort. And I want to remind you that it is truly showing up is a mental way of getting past that block. Because once you show up, you know, you get in the kitchen and the pot and the fire is on. What you gonna do, turn it off? I know you hungry. Same thing with working out. That's my take on it. That's number 4. Number 3. Number 3, motherhood. Being a good mother isn't being better than the mother who raised you, isn't doing things differently. That was what I've come to realize in this process of becoming a mom. Every day I feel like I'm becoming. And because of the cesareans, there's a disconnect between my children that I think I should have. But I think that disconnect is because of what I think the expectation of the kind of mother and daughter and mother and son relationship I thought I'm supposed to have. But I've come to realize in this process that once the child is outside of you, that's when the molding begins. Because what you have to offer your child genetically versus what you have to offer your child consciously is the work. So genetically, I had some help and I still have that support from my husband to create that child's consciousness to be great. But for motherhood, for this understanding of how to raise my child, for me, I just start with honesty and also disconnecting the concept of I need to do what my mother didn't do. See, that's the trip right there, y'all. Trying to do what my mother didn't do is gonna cause a rift in that relationship, I realize. You know, instead, I give thanks for the things my mother did not do, because I know for a fact that what she didn't do is gonna make the mother that I'm going to be continuously to my children. And so motherhood has been difficult because I still have all those steps I just told you all that I was able to process and get through, but there are so many layers in those processing that I had to say yes or no to, and I had to weave in different directions. And so by the time we got to 3, to motherhood, it's really more so been about giving them truth, guidance, supporting, nurturing them through their interests, through their skills, through their curiosity, and mothering them in a way in which I'll be there when you're wrong, I'll be there when you're right, I'll be there when you're figuring it out, because I brought you here, I could take you out. No, I'm joking. Take it to the moon, baby, take it to the moon. But that was number 3. Number 2. I said this is like most difficult to least, but number 2, as a Taurus, they said we hold grudges. It's true. Once I make up my mind about a person's character, I'm not really one to give chances, because I feel like I may not be able to really give you the guidance you need from your terrible characteristics. I sound extremely judgmental, but this is my, it's my channel. The fuck? No. This is my truth. What I'm saying is that I am in the process of learning to cultivate my words when I speak to people, be more forgiving, very quickly to forgive. And though I do believe that is a trait that I have, I feel like I could do it much better. So I'm working on that. But it's at least because I am very patient with people. I do recognize that we're all living in the process of progress, And because of that, I am gracious and understanding with myself today and with others as well. But being able to let go of conflict, being able to let go of disagreement, being able to let go of sly remarks. But I'm from Brooklyn, so sometimes, I feel like I gotta throw these hands because I'm trying to keep it peace and PG, We're working on it, process on that one. Number 1, the least difficult of this process has been being me. And this is number 1 because I've never not been myself. I think the only time I might have not been myself is when I was in this constant battle with the doctrines of, where do I stand with God? Who is God? Where is God? When is God? How is God? Once I was able to identify the God in me and the God in the people that I've been coming to learn and love, even the people behind the camera is God. And I'm so grateful for everyone in this room currently, because there is a God in them. There is a generator, an operator, deliverer, and destroyer. And I think that because of these people who are here in this room right now, and those of you who are currently watching, I'm able to experience God all the time. So therefore, I'm able to experience pieces of myself that are connected within you all. And so I'm very, 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 very grateful that I'm still learning who I am. Now that's a process. Being able to shift as a woman, ladies, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. The shift is real. And as an earth sign, for those astrologers and out there, for someone who is fixed, who is grounded, who wakes up her mind and says, this is what I'm doing today. I don't care what tries to get in my way. I'm getting through it. I'm gonna make it. I don't care how much money I have in my pocket. I don't care what people tell me I can and cannot do. I will show up. I will do it. And I will get it done. If it comes out looking kind of crazy, I know that I got it done, and we'll just do it again until it looks the way that I want it to look. That is who I am as a person, And so when it comes down to knowing who I am, it is simply the shifts, knowing the different realms and aspects of who I am and surrendering to that change and making an effort every day to do that. You just tuned into Rebel Jones, and I'm living in the process to progress. The top 10 things that are been part of the lessons in my life through my process. You just tuned in, you got a little personal with me. Drop a comment below, let me know what your process is. Which one out of the 1 through 10 was your most difficult? Let me know in the comments. I wanna share it, I wanna have a conversation. Come catch me in real life. You know I'll be everywhere and around the world. Catch me if you can. Peace.
Okay.
May you please, Christian, may you please get a close-up on the Dior's. Please, Christian, pretty please.
I thought I told you, it's Bosky.